Hello friends, how are you? Today we will talk about the new upcoming Marvel series, Agatha, Coven of Chaos, and the return of Wanda, who disappeared from the last movie of Dr. Strange. I must say that this series will be very special to me because I am an extreme fan of Wanda, not just Wanda, not Elizabeth. I'm officially in love with Olsen. Let's get started. The first Disney Plus series of Marvel Studios, WandaVision, confused everyone because it was the series where all the details to talk about were references and secret messages. And then we learned that the Agatha series was coming. And then we learned that the story of Wanda and Vision grew even more into 3 new productions of Elizabeth, we are sure. We also need to talk about her returning to the role of Wanda. The Agatha series will be an interesting and dark door to both the history of witchcraft and those cult teachings in the Marvel Universe, friends, but on the other hand, as the name of the series suggests, I hope that we will try to better understand the chaos magic used by Wanda and its origin in this series. Everything in Vision series in Agatha 1. She appeared as the snooping neighbor character, but in the comics she actually said she was a witch who was secretly manipulating the Wanda. We knew Agatha is a beautiful character in the comic because this woman is an ancient witch who knows even about 20,000 years ago, but we especially know that she is one of the famous 17th century Salem witches. This woman who founded her own coven in America and became the most powerful witch is unknown to anyone we know. You know more about the Darkhold book than anyone else. We learned a little about the Darkhold in the movie Doctor Strange. Although Darkhold strengthens the reader, it is a book that turns him into a dark person, and according to Darkhold, the Red Witch, a legendary power, would come one day and drown the whole world. We also saw that she knew this information and was very scared. That's why she's in WandaVision. He was sure to confuse Wanda's mind and steal her powers from her because he knew very well that such a great power would destroy everything. So while trying to take Wanda's powers, we can say that he had both bad intentions and actually tried to protect the world from the Red Witch, but instead, Wanda literally turned into Scarlet Witch. He was the one who provided. Now that the magic of chaos is gone, Agatha may have gone to the good side. According to the course of this whole story, if you were Elizabeth, Marvel will make sure that the person who will train Wanda about this at the end of the day will be the Agatha again, because Marvel does not put such scenes in vain. We know this because the name of this series will be Agatha, Coven of Chaos, friends, and the word of the Witches' Council is here an important detail because the most important point that allows the witches to be stronger together, to make more effective spells together and to keep them safe. I mean, the name of this series is Chaos Council, of course. There must be more than one witch who uses chaos magic, or more than one witch helps a witch who uses chaos magic. So it would be great to see how Agatha digs into the old coven and how it became this way because of the narrow seat, but after all it's an ongoing story and the story is now to serve what's going on. I don't think they have to or just take the time to show us the past of Agatha. At the end of the movie Multi of Darkness, her temple and all the Darkhold copies were destroyed anyway. And now I'm sure she's thrown a heavy big over the Agatha too. And this situation helps her to get rid of the magic she left on the Wanda and regain herself. He may have provided, but even though the Darkhold is destroyed, Juan is still the only being that carries the power of the Dark God, and he still has to check if he is alive. In addition to that, we saw a new actor enter the series, and it is said that he will play the grown-up version of one of the Wandanan children, because for Tommy and the Avengers who know 2 very important character, and we knew they really existed and would somehow come back, although they keep saying that the children of the multiverse don't really exist. Wanda understands that her children are not just the ones she made up, and that she is right about that. I think because there is a messy story they haven't told yet. All I'm going to say for now is that the reason they put these kids in the center wasn't because Wanda was crazy. We're going to keep watching them. Besides all that, they haven't made an official announcement for Elizabeth's return to the role, but we know the words that Marvel President Kevin said clearly on this subject. Even we haven't touched Wanda's main stories yet. I think I can write a story about Wanda for 100 years. It was very important that he said. Because if he motivates this, he also has a comment about the end of the movie that we did not see Wanda's death or what happened to her. It's obvious that they're going to bring Wanda back anyway. Anyway, we saw the last Wanda as a red light when it was falling on her again, and according to Elizabeth Olsen, nobody told her that Wandan would die and she wouldn't come back. So she doesn't think the Wanda's story is over either. Also, Elizabeth Olsen said that she wanted to do more for Wanda. She even said she wanted the 2nd season of WandaVision. She wants both the actor, producer and the audience. There is nothing that will prevent it. As I said, there is no definite news, but now everything. The thing is clear. As for Aubrey Plaza, I love watching it too, and Elizabeth Olsen and Aubrey Plaza are friends who normally get along very well, and after the movie they both shot together. Every program they attended was mimed many times, and I think these are very important details for Marvel. So Aubrey Plaza is the biggest reason why she came to this series. You could be Elizabeth again. But in addition to this, we understood that Aubrey Plaza is a character who is fond of witches, Halloween and similar concepts in real life, while promoting his own children's book Christ, so there is an inevitable trilogy for Disney and Marvel, and I wanted to dwell on them because I said, like the hive word means witches unity, and maybe just like the three witches in mythology we may even be gathering three witches like the three witches in the agate brooch as for the Vision Quest series. I don't have much expectation for this and I think it's unnecessary. You know what happened to our last Vision. After Thanos killed him, he was in the hands of the Vision Sword, which lost its color and cut it into pieces and added some hard technology to bring it back to life. But they met in Hack's Vision created by Vision Vanda. After philosophizing for a long time, Hex Vision gave Ak Vision back all his memories in his Mind Stone, and although he had no feelings, his loving data went to work. We don't know where he went, but he knows very well that he is an Avenger and has an important mission in the comic. Vanda and Vision had a similar situation and they remained friends in Vision. Now that in the cinema universe, since Vision has turned into a straight robot, you know that Vanda has nothing to do with White Vision anymore. Because he said goodbye to the man he loved while they were all closing it. Well then, this series of Vision. What? If you say there is a need. The story of Vision Quest in the comics started with the disappearance of Vision, and when Scarlet Witch found it, Vision was completely disassembled and all the data in its memory was erased. He also remembered his children. We read a tragic story and his love with Vanda had to end, but this is a story that goes into the comic book series called West Side Avengers. So West Side Avengers are here an important detail because every character in the comics was in New York at that time. Now that it was ridiculous, Marvel sent some heroes to live on the other side of the country in California and formed the West Coast and East Coast Avengers, and this story was one of them. You know, Merv brought her cinematic universe to us in the last Sheik Hadith to a more relaxed and less serious life in California, and Ant-Man is also one of the heroes living in San Francisco on the West Side, so they may want to follow a similar path because White Vision is now emotionless. And as an additional information, they also announced that Wonder Man will come in the series, and I think it will be about Wanda, as he is a character without facial expressions. Maybe they found a way to connect all three serials to each other. Again, when more information about these serials comes, I will continue to share it with you. That's it for now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would appreciate it if you don't forget to subscribe and like. See you in other videos.